Hey y'all, what's up? Sadie Chappelle more here. Okay, so now that we are here, I really want us to focus on just a few things. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, so anyway, if we're good, then why do wrong things? So let's. I'm gonna. What does that mean, Anastasia? What are you talking about? Okay, so I read that usually humans are good people. So my question was, if we're so good, then why do we do wrong things? I give you an example. If we're good, I was at Glenville. I was getting ready to go through some doors, okay, and it was a person leaning on a door. Her name was Randy, and so come to find out, and I don't think I knew that at that time, but come to find out, this is the female that was on the door, a girl that went by the name of Randy. And so I was going through the door, and she didn't move, and I just assumed. I mean, let's just play out the scenario. So I'm here. I'm going through the door. You just, you know what I mean? You going out the door. Simple. She stood there, would not move, waited for me, I guess, to say, excuse me, or I guess something to that effect. And when I didn't do that and pushed the door with her ass standing on it, she was ready to jump the fuck out of me. And I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. I get it. But I didn't like it. But I get it. And to this day, I still dislike it. And I still get it. And if not more so than I did at that age. So again, if we're so good, why do wrong things like that? And that, I'll give you another example. I have an uncle who's extremely cracked out. If we're so good, why do wrong things? We know that stealing from your family is wrong. We know that being so zickety boo, zickety boo, zickety boo is wrong. But it says that we are good. And to give you an even fuller overview, this example with Randy, I just had a thought, so I'm gonna give that to us as well. So if we're so good, I had thoughts where Randy hung out with multiple girls who all literally wanted to jump me. Um, I know there's a chick who went by Mama. I don't know what her real name is, but it's Mama, a Randy, and like maybe I think Mama had a little sister or somebody, so she's included. And you know, years later, she ended up being a best friend to a dude who was a complete asshole. And they were, I mean, like this tight. So it begs to defer that question then. If we're all so supposedly this good entity and good vibes and good people, why are you adamant that something happens to me? But we all so good. Because inflicting these behaviors, we know that you ain't on really nothing else. But we're so good though. So that's where we have to peel back those layers. And I heard Glorilla, whatever her real name is, and she was saying, "You make me want to smack your mama," depicting a picture that is, and I don't agree with everything that Glorilla says, but some of the things that she does say, I will agree with. But some of the other things that she says, I also disagree with. And this one time, though, she does say that, and I actually found that I did find some logic in her thought. And I say that to say that there was a moment I worked at ODA, Open Doors Academy. I got a phone call from one of these dudes' little sister's mother. That's the dude's half sister. She's on my line. Okay. And I had nothing but attitude in my voice when I spoke to her. Kid you not. The whole time. And I literally recall my voice shaking as I spoke to her. Seriously, literally. That moment where she decided to call up there was so God given, divine. And by the time I got off the phone, she knew who I was. And I'm glad that she did, because that's where the ability to resonate and relate to those thoughts came in at. If we out here in this real world, people think this is a game. You playing people's lives. Come on now. But you a good dude. You a good female. Then why did we do the wrong things that we did? I mean, it's just a very simple, basic human question of humanity. It's just, that's just what it feels like. If we so good, I give you another example. Another girl came out one day, and it was some things going on around about her. So I decided to kind of dress her like, just give us some space. So I just need to get my thoughts together. I just need to get out of here. Like, this is getting a little crazy. Like, what is going on? Like, this is y'all is doing the most in here. Like, I need a break. I need space. And so I told her, I was very upfront about it. And once I went ahead and did that, I realized now that this person's true colors were on their way to. They were intermediate for sure. And but you supposed to be such a cool friend and such a cool female. And so this female approaches me and they ask me a question. The question is, well, I found something over here. Was this you? And the whole time, I sincerely believe that this person knew that I didn't write anything or say nothing else or anything like that whatsoever. But I don't think that was the point. Ultimately, I see now that the point. And so I truly believe that this person knew that I never said anything about them in the way that they were implying. I really believe they just wanted me as a target. Precisely. I don't think it really had anything to do with what it was that they were making it appear as. Because when I gave the honest answer, like, wow, what is the point of even saying it? Like, when I answered the question, that was the point. That was your moment where you had a chance to say, okay, cool, well, damn, you know what I mean, and just choose to go ahead on from there. At the end of the day, that's all you have to damn do. Go ahead on about your business and leave it alone at that. And then we can reconvene. Oh, what's happening? What's happening? And that's that. But this person did not want to do that. They wanted to show their asses. They wanted to come back the next day with a story. They wanted to be that person. So, you know, that just goes to show you the level that women will stoop to in order to be perceived as the bigger person. So you have to be very mindful and very careful. Again, so that relationship has forever been severed. And there is no going back. There's no coming back from that. And then, so it's dead. And that's just going to die forever. And then now you see that you can kind of sort of find moments in the US even. You know what I mean? Like people in the US are like twofold. You trying to bomb the US with Iran, okay, we bomb too. But then you want to flee out the country and say that, America is so crime riddled, so you go on and fly into Dubai and it's just so peaceful over there. But they bombing there too. So now you got double bombs. But you was just over here though. So again, if we're so good, why are we doing these wrong things? And you know what's sad? This young lady went out the country to a different place, and also damn near met her demise. You know what I mean? And her fate um, out in one of these other countries. I mean, at this point, it'd been the third one, and America has its good and bad, as in any other country, but I don't really see how we can be in a country that's really hell bent on being so bad. When, I birthed a beautiful daughter here who had visions of being in this beautiful place as America. I could never have seen myself. I mean, I'd rather give damn birth in Alabama than in damn Mexico. You know what I mean? Because this is our country. We're the greatest country in America. You know what I mean? Give you Alabama and Mississippi and all those places are really for black people a very special scarring place, nonetheless, because of slavery. But it's still America. So when I hear women speak of Dubai and like this grand ordeal to make you jealous and feel like, you're missing out on something, so you want to go there too. Like everybody feeling like, oh, now they can say, oh, yeah, here you go, this is me too. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you got time to focus on that type of stone, and when we going through the things that we going through in this country, it shows me that you immature. You lack the foresight and clarity to really manage yourself in a respectable manner that breeds confidence. So you can sign up for a course, a coaching session, if you will, if you like, or whatever else that you need to do, so you can really see America is a great space. You trying to flee America from the crime rate, and you going to Dubai, and the crime rate is riddled with bombers. So did your logic really make sense in the end of the day? You were so quick to want to leave America, which is so riddled with crime, and you at the next spot in Dubai that you thought was just the end all be all, and your bombs going off outside your front window. So you just totally literally went from one ziggity boo to the next ziggity boo instead of just remaining stationary and waiting for this too shall pass. And let that do what is necessary as work to do. Just let the conflict pass. It's here for a reason. We have to figure that reason out. Once that reason is resolved, that too shall pass. And you don't have to talk derogatory about your country. That's why you had another one, and then they ended up bombing anyway. And 9 times out of 10, the space that you thought was just gonna never have been, whatever, feel of that, like this one actually is and was. So now your bubble have been burst, your reality and world have been shattered and shook, and you can't stand it, and you just gonna crumble and fall and fold, and all of this here, instead of just remaining loyal to your country and feeling like this too shall pass. So simple. So that's why I don't understand. Why is it that we're so good, but we do these wrong things? So those are some of the examples that I wanted to share and give. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you all have enjoyed a piece of this content. Like, follow, and subscribe. And again, I will talk to you all again soon. Hopefully you all are having a great day, and I look forward to speaking again with you all. This is where we put the Q in client confidence, authentic glow coaching. I'm so happy that y'all are here. This is the confidence catalyst. And I'm so happy to drop some jewels with you all, and kind of sort of figure out what's going on. And like I said, I know Dubai is probably a beautiful place. It's got all of this grand architecture and all these great shopping and malls and all of this stuff, but you can never really play your country for another. I just don't believe that, and I don't understand, how you can talk so badly of a country if you're not sincerely just jealous of your own country. You know what I mean? And then some of these girls, you jealous, but you take what you have, and you just put, and that's sad because even girls, they'll say, the highest title is not girlfriend. Normally, it's one's wife. And that goes for these men too. You know how many times I have opportunity to just call this dude this one and that one, but to really think that somebody is worth being called your husband as a title, you know what I mean? And as girls, we can do men really wrong. We can really hurt their feelings. I never forget this story I read. I want to say in Francesco's story, which was a spirit and a spirit and a wanderer and a spiritual man or something. And his name was Francesco, and he ran across a female who made him fall in love, and he ended up dying because the girl ended up not being, I guess, frankly, honestly in love with him. It was a ruse, and he died. And when he died, he tormented this girl to the point where she picked up a gun, and it was him actually, in hindsight, and she killed herself. You know what I mean? Like, we cannot play with these men. And that's all I see most of these influencers doing. So, of course, your fate that may be ill fated is maybe missed by a millifraction of a damn hair. So maybe that's why you boo hooing and can't get out no damn where. Then, sometimes we really have to mind our mouths, be mindful of things that we're saying. Because America is a really great country. And that's just the end of the story. So, like, follow, and subscribe. And with that being said, I want to thank you to those people who really have helped, and those who have not. We all get our comeuppance. That's just, what it is at the end of the day. And I'm excited about that. So thank you for watching. I'll talk to you all again soon.